Hi everybody, it's Kristin, and nope, your eyes don't deceive you. I have no makeup on. I decided to just go ahead and film the intro without any makeup on. So I'm going to do a get ready with me video today with the Eve Pearl products that were in the kit that I purchased at IMATS, and one other thing in addition to that, which is the priming moisturizing treatment, right? Moisturizer treatment. So normally I like to do a video like this where I've completely, tried the products before, but so many of you wanted to see first impressions, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. And then I'm going to wear these throughout the day. I'm going to apply and talk here. I'm going to wear these throughout the day, and then I will come back and kind of give you a little wrap up sort of at the end. So this video may be just a little bit longer. So this primer is, interestingly enough, I have a hair stuck to my forehead here. It does feel very moisturizing and very, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's silicone-y, and it does all at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain. And it has just a little bit of a scent to it, like a clean scent, nothing obnoxious. You guys can watch my face get all good and red like it always does. So in the kit, it came with a double-ended brush. This is the Contour Blender. And it's not the number 201, so it has kind of a flat top and then a more foundation style brush. So I have that here, and I also have a beauty blender because I'm just not sure how I feel about this so much. But we are going to, I'm going to go right into this for now, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm going into the darker shade here. I'm going to follow just this a little bit. This is kind of the little directions that came with it as far as where to put the duo. And this foundation is the HD Dual Foundation in Fair. And it's probably a little bit light for me, as you guys can see there. But we're going to make it work. I was just out in the sun on, I did have a good amount of SPF on if you watched my live that day, but this weekend I was out in the sun, and even with the SPF on, got some color. So I'm trying to see how it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Unfortunately, kind of currently anyway, it's kind of just sitting on my skin. I just want to push with the beauty blender a little bit and see. I like it better when it's pushed in with the beauty blender. So this is key. If I'm going to show dryness anywhere from a foundation, it's going to first show up on my forehead. It doesn't really seem like that, but I feel like I really like it better when I push it in. It's the Beauty Junkie Pro Contour Sponge, by the way. But I can definitely see it like in the pores on my nose. So I will say this, it's meant to use this in, different spots, kind of like here, and it says that you can use that, like here. I just don't think, because this is so light, I'm not going to use this at all, so we're just going to use the one shade kind of all over. And I'm actually going to pick a little bit up on my beauty, on my sponge, and just see if I can't. I would say the coverage is pretty good. It's the one I'm excited to try is this. I haven't tried it yet. Let me know if you want a first impression on that one too, or just a full review. So yeah, I don't know. By the way, I don't even know what time it is. Just about 7 in the morning. Yes, 7:03. So if you see people walking by, it's because there's a school close to our house. And they're taking their kids to school. Alright, so I'm going to go in with actually I'm going to go with this side first, which is the darker of the two, the more, and I realize it's actually for your under eyes, but I just have a couple of things right here. I'm going to see how that lasts. Then I'm going to take a little bit around my nose. I'm going to flip this over and use the flat foundation side. Alright, let's just have a up close and personal. Yeah, I do not generally have really large pores, but I do feel like this is kind of setting in my pores. Even if I, you know, switch to the Beauty Blender. So, all right, the more salmony one. We'll go under my eyes here a little bit. It's not too crazy that, in my opinion, at least for me, that I would need to use another concealer over the top of it. I don't know, just kind of feeling this, that you could use another concealer over the top of it because it's pretty kind of thick as it is. I know people love this concealer. I'm kind of afraid to not like it. But I'm telling you, it's giving me that same thing that, well, maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It kind of looks like the Clé de Peau concealer did. I don't think there's going to be any reason for me to use this brush today. I'm going to use this whole kit. I'm going to use this, this is the other thing that came in there. This is the Timeless Ultimate Face Compact, and I'm actually going to use this for my eyes as well. So we're going to do a whole all-in-one. The only thing I'm going to need to add into it is bronzer because there's no... I'm not going to get a little brush in there. Let's be real. All right, so I've done my eyebrows. I've put on some Painterly, or some Urban Decay Primer Potion, some Painterly up here, and I'm just going in with, this is Smashbox Cream Shadow in Topaz, which they have sadly discontinued. And I'm just doing this to give a little bit of something because I know that the white in that compact isn't going to be all that really. So I'm just trying to kick it up a little bit. It's kind of been one of those mornings I just had to change up my SD card. All right, so I have a MAC 239, and then I'm going into this lightest shade here, just over that paint pot, or the Smashbox. And it's not, I mean, I'm trying to keep within this kit, which is very doable, but I just want you to understand it's not going to make this look all that spectacular. It's just about to give it a, the point of it is to give it a little bit of a lighter sort of look on the lid, but it's, you know what I'm saying. All right. I'm trying to use some different brushes since all I've been using lately is Goss brushes. So I'm going to go in then just with this, the darkest shade here. I just realized that I didn't do my bronzer on my face before my eyebrows. I usually try to do that before my brows. Oh, and this, I'm sorry, is the Crease BMX 430 from Moda, Royal and Langnickel. And just bringing that up a little bit here. Pause for the garbage truck. Do you have a little pause for the garbage truck there? I usually try to do my bronzer before my brows because otherwise then it like messes with my brows. But you guys can see, by the way, why I wouldn't use this bronzer that I'm currently right here on my face. Do you see how warm that is? Like really, like just way too warm. It's pretty on my eyes, but I wouldn't like it as a bronzer. Not on me anyway. I'm just bringing this up. I do a lot of, I'll apply it, then I sit back and look with my eyes open and see where I need to add, you know, a little bit more. I'm taking a little bit of this shade right here. I'm totally just playing right now on my MAC 239 and just adding it to this outer corner just to give a little something. I don't know. I'm just playing. I'm gonna go back in with this brush. Just, I don't know, just gives a little something different. Not sure that I love it, but whatever. And then it looks like this light shade is enough that I could use it to clean up my outer side here. Use that, again, I'm using this white shade right here. Just gonna use my Rimmel liner and add a, what is this in, Rich Brown or something? Yes, Rich Brown. Somebody told me these were discontinued, and if they are, I'm going to be really sad. I love this liner. Do you see how nice of a thin line I can get with this? And it works great on the waterline as well. I'm still going to use my Sigma E21 and smudge it out and into the lash line just a little bit. our turn. And then normally I prefer to take a shadow beneath my lower lash line, but since we don't have one in the kit that I would like, I think that one, the one that I put in my crease would pull too orange and kind of make me look a little bit sick. So I'm just gonna, I just threw a little liner down there, smudge it up with a little bit of, or with my E21. This would be a really quick look if I wasn't talking. And I always think about doing this. I know I'm not the first person to say this, so I always think about doing this with your face palettes and that sort of thing. That you can, you know, I'm just meeting these two up, my upper lash line and my lower lash line. I was thinking about doing this with your face palettes because it can save you a lot of time and you can pack less if you're going for like a one-night trip or that sort of thing. All right, so I would say this has dried down as much as it's going to. I don't like it at all. I can tell you that. I don't like it at all. I don't even think we're gonna need to have a follow-up, quite frankly. I'm gonna swirl all of these together and use it as a blush. Before I put my mascara on, I always kind of do one more. You can see, this is not a Goss brush video, but if I was using a Goss brush and not this brush, which is a nice brush, it's just that I kind of get that funny little wrinkliness on this eye whenever I don't use a Goss brush. I swear to you, they are the best for hooded eyes. All right, so I put on some mascara and got it on my eyeball, I might add. Not on my eyeball, on my eyelid, which I'll fix in a minute. But just, you know, the mascara is the Bobbi Brown Eye Opening Mascara. And, oh, the brow that I use is the Goof Proof in number 3. Happened to be the one I grabbed today. Boy, I never did put any bronzer on. I'm just kind of afraid to put any powder on there. Let's just see. I have to say this, the concealer is looking better than I thought it was going to. So I'm just adding a little, this is the Becca and Capri Coast. Capri something. Yes, Capri Coast. I just feel like I need a little bit of warmth. A little shake back in my face. The concealer on the face, though, you can see, even before I started doing anything with it, didn't really last very long. The last thing that was in the kit is probably the thing I like the most out of the kit, I can tell already. It's the liquid lipstick in Plum Naked. I had this on in some video, or I put it on a video, I don't remember which one. And it's just really pretty, but I don't remember how it wore, quite frankly. But it's such a pretty color. It has a little tingle to it. And I don't love the smell. It's almost like a little bit sweet, but a little bit chemically all at the same time. But I only smell it when I'm like shoving it up in my nose. I don't smell it on my lips right now. Probably not a color I would normally wear with the eye look that went this warm, but you know. All right, so there is the finished look. I'm gonna push this back a little bit, use my hand mirror. The coverage is, I don't know, it's hard to really say. I would say it's a medium coverage. I can really, you know, see still a lot of the imperfections that I have in my skin. It really has settled in the pores in my nose, not so much in my chin. So we're just gonna see how it goes. Sometimes there are certain foundations that I don't love when I put on right away, and then in an hour they look delightful. So we're gonna see how it goes and I will report back. All right, so it is about 12:20. I'm on my lunch now and doing a little check-in for you guys of my handy dandy mirror. I don't know that zooming in is gonna do you any good, but so in regard to, let's start with the concealer. I actually am very happy with the concealer. I did not put any By Terry powder over it or anything that I would normally put over a concealer. And while I do feel like I can see kind of my lines and wrinkles there a little bit more than I normally would. It's not cakey, and it doesn't look dry. And so some of that may just be that I'm so used to seeing it with the By Terry powder over the top of it. But it looks great. The foundation is still really in my nose. I can see it it's not in my nose. It is in the pores on my nose where I don't normally see pores. It's worn off pretty much completely on my chin, and I can't tell if it's the blush or if it's the foundation, but it's very patchy right here on both of my cheeks. I feel like the blush is still pretty intact here, but up here it's where it's kind of worn off, very patchy. And we're talking about only 5 hours here, so we're gonna wrap it up here. I'm not going to do another check-in later. I will say though, by the way, on my forehead, while it does kind of seem to make this particular wrinkle here a little more pronounced than normal, it doesn't look as dry as I thought it was going to look. So I think this is, I honestly don't know who to say this sort of foundation is for. If you like this kind of cream foundation like this, I'm curious, tell me. And you know, possibly, like I said, normally I don't do a first impressions because I don't know how much value it brings when I've only tried it one time with one primer. I wonder if it would work differently with a different primer. And I may try it a few more times. It's just not my favorite sort of finish and overall look. But maybe it doesn't work so well with this particular primer that it came with, or that I purchased at the same time, I should say. Maybe it would work better with my Becca or with like this Chanel or something like that. But I may try it a few more times and kind of report back to you guys and let you know at some point. But I don't know. I would say my favorite two products out of this whole thing would be the concealer. I do really like how that, you know, how that kind of has worn over time. I don't think it's worn off at all, and we're 5 hours in, so that's good. There's definitely some wear there. This lip product is so pretty. I did reapply this. This is not long wearing, but it's not claiming to be long wearing. I think it's a couple of hours before it starts to wear off, but I love this shade. I love how it feels on my lips. I love how it looks on my lips. It's perfect for the office. It's perfect for a customer visit. I really like this. And the shade, again, is Plum Naked, right? Plum Naked. Again, I feel like the concealer is a win. So far, only 1 day of trying. Again, let me repeat that. I feel like the foundation is just not something I'm going to love. And the face powder, I know it was kind of fun to use it for an all over look, and I love this shade right here. I love that in the crease. I think that's really pretty. But, you know, not something I would normally do on a regular basis. So, not sure that the kit was worth it for me at this point, but for those of you that wanted to see some of the products in action, I hope that you enjoyed that. You will probably see some of these in a favorites or a fails at some point here, I would imagine. So the brushes are a nice kind of added perk. They work just fine. I'm sure this will work great for highlight. I didn't actually use it today. And this one I could use to set, you know, underneath my eye. And I actually think I would like that is I could eliminate a couple brushes when I travel and use this instead of my Wayne Goss brush for, you know, for my By Terry powder. At any rate, so not sure it was worth the money that I spent on it. Certainly wouldn't have been worth buying each of the products individually, but for about $100, still not sure that it was worth it. But again, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them below. And I think that is everything. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. And in everything that you do, be beautiful. Bye.